Next up, props to a game that will surprise you.
You mean because you thought it'd be too Sunday school for you?
Okay, I admit, I thought no gratuitous violence, no sizzling hot babes.
I know, but commanding the army of the Antichrist or the Tribulation Force is just too cool. An epic struggle between good and evil.
Without any warning, all infants, children, and many people mysteriously disappear. Terror and confusion reign the world over. For those left behind, the apocalypse has just begun.
The setup. Millions of people have vanished. Forces of evil are roaming the streets.
It's a great concept. Choose a side and mobilize your military equipment for the ultimate battle and find out where all the missing people went.
Here's what our game testers have to say about the concept.
Well, the concept is a great concept. It's just like it's basically the ultimate battle between good and evil. The end of days here.
I think it's a great concept. I mean, not only are you making a game that's fun and interactive, but you're also able to create something where it's like a positive thing where you're from a different worldview.
The wildly popular Left Behind books have sold over 60 million copies. This is a story that really works. Let's see what Jerry Jenkins, co-author of this extremely popular book series, has to say.
The whole idea of turning Left Behind into a video game is exciting and different and may sound even strange to some people. It sounded a little different to Dr. LaHaye and me at first. We had to be sold on the idea. But we're very thrilled and excited about how it's come out, and we think that it's going to expand the message of these books to a whole new generation.
I personally haven't read the books, but I am totally impressed by the realism of this game. These are the coolest graphics ever. There's no generic flat-sided buildings or awkward angles to distract you. The game team actually went to New York City and snapped photos of literally hundreds of city blocks, and you'll even be able to recognize some famous landmarks. Let's see if our game testers have gotten lost in all those city graphics.
I've been to New York, and this looks pretty close to the real thing, so I mean, I guess it is the real thing.
It was really specific. I mean, one of the restaurants I ate at, I'm looking at right here, so it's pretty cool to see that and go, wow, this is detail-oriented. They've really taken a lot of time to have a high attention to details.
Now, the guy who produced the Left Behind games also produced the first 3D John Madden football game and a bunch of other great ones. Troy Linden, CEO of Left Behind Games, has kicked up the reality meter a few notches and has gone way beyond. Here's a peek at this virtual wizard.
We actually sent 2 photographers to New York City to take photos of every single city block. For example, in our buildings, we have 3-dimensional geometry on the sides of buildings, sometimes even in the window frames, rather than in the past when everything had to be done with a simple bitmap or texture. So in our game, we produced the most realistic recreation of New York City ever seen in a video game. At the time I developed Madden, I had really no idea what we had and how much of an impact it was going to have on the world. Left Behind is a different story. It's known by 1/3 of all Americans. It's a beloved story that's read by believers and non-believers alike. And it really is great video game material. It's the ultimate battle of good versus evil.
Looks like Troy Linden is a man on a mission, and our testers had lots to say about the game's revolutionary graphics.
I think the graphics are pretty stunning. You don't really see, real-time strategy games with that in-depth of graphics. I mean, it's kind of has a mix of Sims and City of Heroes, so it's pretty intense on graphics-wise.
The weapons and guns and tanks and choppers, it's really cool. It adds a lot of cool stuff to this game.
Speaking of weapons, here's a new one for gamers. Prayer. But hey, if you're battling for souls, what else are you going to use? In this game, prayer can add spirit points, and along with regular acquisitions, it really added depth to the strategy and took my mind in a heavenly direction. And that's not easy to do. Also, no one gets left behind in gameplay. 1-person play or up to 8 players will keep you in. Even watching is fun.
But playing's even better! The game starts easy. Even for casual gamers, it's a no-brainer. And with a new challenge around every corner and a gently sloped learning curve, you'll always have something new to learn. The entertainment value is solid, there's never a dull moment. Left Behind, Eternal Forces gets high marks for entertainment. Our game testers had much to say about the fun factory that produces from start to finish.
I think I could sit here for hours and days. I'd rather be in this game too. He'd have a blast.
The single player game, it seems like there's always something to do. You want to expand your army essentially, so I don't think that you could possibly get bored with this game.
Buck, Rayford, Chloe, and Bruce, characters from the books, were fully developed in the game, and if you've read the books, you'd probably have an even stronger connection than I did. Another cool hook was the way demons lurked around corners looking for good guys to off, and if there weren't any around, they'd just take out a few of their own. Brutal! But anyway, this real-time strategy game looks great and has a solid concept. Now, let's get down to the thing every gamer really cares about. Replay value. What'd you think?
At first, I thought this game might be too simplistic, but I was dead wrong. With 40 missions to claw your way through, 30 unit types, each with their own special abilities, it has real depth. Much more than I expected. A little romance and a lot of action. Can you say Tom Clancy? Anyway, the backstories were compelling and combined with some cool Bible mysteries, some I hadn't even heard of, will keep you in the know. But if you're not into the story, you can hit continue at any time and get back to the game action. I'd say replay value is off the charts. Fun-filled, challenging, and with some very high marks for entertainment value, you'll be winning souls for weeks at a time. But let's ask our testers to do a little soul searching.
The option of being a saint now as opposed to a warlock or something in the normal RTS standard.
Those games are based on a violent mentality and a command and conquer type of mentality, where this game is about accomplishing a goal and bringing souls in and things like that.
The game has a lot of staying power. You're going to grab a new audience from the content matter. The graphics are just pure eye candy.
Okay, besides this game being pure eye candy, the sound effects are scrumptious.
Ooh, yeah. That's all I can say.
What do you expect? The composer of The Lord of the Rings and King Kong composed this tasty soundtrack too.
And they have the entire EMI collection behind them.
You can't beat that.
So the ever-present ESRB rating is?
Teen. Score factor 0. No sex, no drugs or alcohol, no language issues for parents to be worried about. And it's a nice change from the splatter guts in the wall type of games.
You know, even though my grandma would approve of this one, I couldn't peel away the game testers from it. See for yourself.
I'm not gonna leave. Just give me like 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes, I promise, I'll be done.
To me, that's frustrating personally, because I play all sorts of games. So I play until I master a game.
I want a little bit more, you know, I want to take this home and play around with it.
I want to keep playing this game.
Not leaving.
Promise.
So, candidate for Video Game of the Year?
Based on playability, graphics, sound, and replay value, and concept, yes, it's a solid entertainment value.
Well, there you have it, a delightfully delicious...
Good versus evil tale that keeps you coming back for more.
I'd like to try being the Antichrist.
Yeah, that might be a good fit.